Greetings and love and light. As I promised in my last video, in my ramble, let's say, of yesterday, I would have more light and I would have a topic to discuss. And I have both today. I am very surprised that I did this 2 days in a row. Committing to this kind of things, it's harder than you think. So, at least I got that golden rays on my skin. Still ain't got my afro, still haven't washed my hair. But for now, this will have to do. So, today what I wanted to discuss based on my today's experiences is, yes, I'm on the roof. Every time I do this, I'm on the roof. Today's topic is maintaining a constant state of bliss. Woke up this morning, this rising. I'm doing a 9 to 5 now, so my alarm has to be at 7. I tend to snooze it till about 8, then get ready in a rush and leave as quick as possible. I never went to school until college, and well, I went a little bit when I was in primary school when I had to get up at 6 a.m. back then, but my body completely forgot. I never got used to the school system like most people do. They're used to getting up, for school time. They have to be at school by 8 or 8:30. They have to get up some crazy time and function somehow. I don't know how y'all do it. For me, waking up at 7 is a whole thing in itself, because it's like the more times I do it, the more I feel that was the point, and it takes a lot of effort to wake up positively. Today I woke up and I said I can do it today. I woke up well, positively, had breakfast, on the bus, was watching loads of spiritual videos. I say spiritual videos to completely wrap up what I mean by spiritual videos, money manifestation videos, of people explaining more details, techniques, and just information channelings from the Arcturians, the Merlin the Wizard, all these amazing light workers doing channelings of angels, of aliens, of so many different energies is quite amazing. And one's doing about the truth of the food industry, of the health industry, there's so many things. I try to watch those every morning on my way to work and back if my brain's not fried. And then at work I listen to subliminals while I work, whether it's binaural beats or healing music in certain frequencies. You'll be aware that certain frequencies are healing, certain are not. So I try to listen to tangerine break, those things while I'm working. Today, since the moment I stepped on that bus, probably, I watched a video by Abraham Hicks. Abraham? I believe she's an American who channels a we collective who provides knowledge on particularly accessing your vortex and staying in a state of bliss and manifesting the life you need and want and your higher purpose. And she did one about being aware that you constantly work towards grasping that feeling of bliss. And that really resonated with me, and I just grasped bliss, and I managed to, throughout the whole work, feel like my chest was light. I couldn't feel my heart, basically. It was almost, I took the mass of my body and I put it on a whole different, higher frequency so that it weighted less now as a whole. It was an amazing feeling. I felt it before sometimes, but you always seem to forget almost what that feels like when you go a while without feeling it. So I felt it, and it was a constant state of bliss, and it was just that. I didn't need some particular reason to be happy. I was just grateful. And then I did a ton of manifestations. I did the 5-5-5 technique, which is write 55 times an affirmation you want to manifest, and you write it every day for 5 days. Start one today in terms of how I want to, when I finish this job, I want something, I want to manifest a job that aligns with my higher purpose even more so, um, rather than settling, you get me? And the sun is setting now, so I won't have light for much longer. I should hurry up. So I felt I could accomplish anything. I got a little Photoshop thing where it's like my bank balance is like 199999990, and I look at it and it has my name, it has my bank, Barclays, and then it has a balance, and I just, that visualization, that activation, really, all of these things led to just me being able to tap into unconditional bliss. That's what it is, unconditional bliss. It did not matter if there were people sighing around me, if I was being bombarded with work. I was unconditionally blissful. Now, on the way back, I was dog tired after all that. And then I could feel the bliss started to trickle down. And this happens to beings like us. We believe we need to always be in a constant state of bliss. And while that is the goal, bliss is not to be sought, it's to be remembered, right? So when we forget about bliss, there are many things you can do. You can observe it, try not to dwell in it, learn from it. You can work through it, write it down, try to transmute it. Focus your thoughts on manifestation, focus on remembering what bliss feels like, revisiting memories and rather than memories, energies that made you feel blissful. There's so many ways you can deal with feeling low again. I remember in the start of my journey, there was different stages. There was a stage where I felt guilty and not good enough compared to my spiritual friends, that I felt that I wasn't vibrationally as good as them. I wasn't as blissful as them, and I felt bad that they can do it. They're doing it. They're not stuck in the old ways like you are. Why are you still stuck? There was that guilt period, and then after that came the effortless, in like the beginner's luck. Not luck, but you know what I mean? It was effortless. This is the new way of living. I'm gonna forever feel like this. Just riding in the cloud, even just walking home in the dark, I was like grinning from ear to ear in the street, humming all the time. Still do that, but now it's work. Now, and doesn't mean work is a bad thing. In fact, I feel it is good to work on this. When you focus on this, then eventually there will come a time when you don't need to focus on it. My initial self was right. I can reach a point where I feel like that constantly, but that is not yet. I haven't transmuted every single thing within my body yet. Tangerine break. To really be able to, the main step is never ever to feel guilty, because feeling guilty and should'ves, would'ves, could'ves, that is coming from a state of fear, and you should not fear fear. But at the same time, in this world, there's two things. There is love or fear. And what I mean by that is, at the root of every action, every thought, every energy, every being, it is either there's a dominant of fear or a dominance of love. And I don't mean love as in human expression love. I mean I am loved by existence, and so are you. You are loved by existence. We are loved by existence, and I love everyone around me unconditionally. I cannot truly. A lot of people get offended and pissed off at this point when spiritual people say, I love everybody. They're like, what? So you love rapists, you love pedophiles, you love Donald Trump, you know? See, here's where it gets tricky, my loves. Like, you don't love their actions, and you can't even accept them. But to love is actually unconditional, and once you tap into that, everyone has that. Everyone unconditionally loves everyone, except, there are dark workers who are particularly here to do the complete opposite. And again, it's polarities. um yeah, it's something that we need to remind ourselves that is a process, and that while time is an illusion, and I can have a year's work in a second or in 10 seconds or even in a minute, this won't always be the case. Some things will take longer, and they will take longer until I deem myself ready for it to not take any longer. Tangerine break. So that's that. A discussion on maintaining that vibration. I mean, wow. The main thing on your journey is to do what you are inspired and called to do as much as possible. I didn't decide to sit down and say, I'm going to. I mean, I did sometimes, but that was in the past, and then eventually I forgot about it, and then it manifested itself into natural action in the now. But what I'm doing now is not like a result of a thought process of now. It's a result of a thought process and intention setting of me in the past, which was, I want to watch more spiritual videos. I want to learn more from different perspectives and see more channelings and a wider view and different ways of understanding and overstanding not just spirituality but the other side. I've had conversations with Jehovah's Witnesses who have been very positive, have been pretty much on the same page, and you just gotta be aware of the underlying truth underneath all. Tangerine break. Yeah. Do what feels right. Both I and spiritual gurus, mentors, teachers, preachers, they can all recommend what they deem best, and sometimes they know best not because they have more wisdom, but because they are more attuned to it. You may have a veil over yourself. That is when it's good to listen to others. When you have a veil covering your altering or covering your perception, that is when others are more right than you are. And this is something that as youths is a huge constant thing, where all your elders know best, while they have been here and their experience is accountable for, and their wisdom is amazing and divine and blessed. There are some things that some people, a youth, may be more attuned to than the oldest and more outwardly wisest elder. And this is because we each have our own, we each have what we tap into, and some youths do have a veil and haven't awakened yet, and have misperceptions and have naivety, but naivety is also a good thing when harnessed and when not based in illusion and lack of knowing. That's when you tap into your inner child. And so, tangerine grave. So when it comes to maintaining that feeling of bliss, again, that's a part of your journey, and that's something hugely part of your journey. The remembrance of bliss, the remembrance of our natural state of bliss and peace, and all of that comes with being love incarnated. When you feel you need to do something about you slipping, or when you feel that you need to do something about maintaining a blissful feeling you might have achieved, or a knowledgeable feeling, or whatever feeling you have reached and you either want to work on or maintain or upgrade, it is you. That is when you tap into your intuition. Research when you feel lost. I research. Sometimes I feel lost to hell, and I literally Google signs from the universe. some people would say that's not really how it works. You gotta look around for the signs, which I do. But sometimes it's something as literal as that. And I found it like yesterday, feeling crazy, confused about something. Type that exact thing, signs from the universe. Watch the video, crystal choice. You choose a crystal, and then the channeler gives you a message relating to that crystal energy. And that crystal message, titled Messages from the Universe, that came up first in my search engine, that helped me. That was almost like the click, the light bulb, for me accessing that knowledge that I was doubting that was already inside me. Simple as that. Whatever you feel inclined to do, whether you are under misperceptions or not, that will still serve you your highest good, unless there's something trying to intervene to show you there's another way, and that they may be right too. There is no one right. There is one truth, but there is no one right. So, suggestions I can give them, and many others on YouTube, on Google. Books, let's not forget books, like physical books, audiobooks. If you can't do that, that's your thing. Sometimes I download free PDFs on my phone. You gotta do what you gotta do. But whatever knowledge it is that you feel you need to tap into, go as intuited. Is that a word? Intuited? For as often as you intuit, as you feel guided to, and when, in the moments that you do, remind yourself if you can. But this whole thing about training yourself, that is important, but you are working on such a complex being that is yourself. You could work on only one thing for many, many, many years, if that is your journey. Or you could work in many things, and there's no such thing as not making enough progress because you're focusing on too many things when it comes to yourself. Every little area that you heal helps heal the rest. Cause and effect. And as within, so without. So you work on a little part of yourself, then that part of in the world, that part reflected out in the outer world, fixes itself too as a consequence, as a cause and reaction, and it's so powerful. So for me, when I'm inclined to work more on one aspect of myself, I follow that inclination. And then when there's another, I follow that. Just because I'm watching channelings that forecast what's happening in the 5D dimension today, or this week, or this month, or this 2 months, don't mean that might switch to numerology and just like be obsessed with that, and really just remembering the higher purpose of all of that is your actualization, your activation, your ascension, your complete awakening, your complete unplugging, your remembrance into the divine being of love and light that you are. I do believe my videos are getting, this is my ramblings too. I'm on a journey. It is a very exciting time. So that is me. Much to learn, much to give, much to transmute, and much to receive. And I just cannot wait until these videos become more concise and more reachable to others. Until at the moment I'm more rambling about me, but hopefully some people might resonate through hearing me for now. And then when it does turn into something that can really, 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 truly directly help people and is more concise and easily accessible, that will make me happy. But for now, I gotta start. If I don't start now, I ain't never gonna start. So on that note, my foot is, sitting on the roof. My foot has fallen asleep. Soon, one of these days, I'm gonna film something with my fro out, so I can look cuter. Already cute, but I'm gonna look cuter. Kind of dream break. once again, as I said yesterday, please, if you feel inspired and inclined and moved to connect, share your story, ask a question, give an answer in the comments, please. Do interact. I would love to hear your voice, love to reach and connect to more people across the world, beyond my physical reach at the moment. And just continue adding to all the beautiful work all the light workers are doing out there. Just continue adding to the stream of consciousness, the one that is slowly chipping away at the dome of illusion above our world. And yes, life is beautiful. One love, divine guidance, Melanie.